Welcome to this edition of the Northern Rangers. I'm Casey Konopik, our cameraman's Jeff Hudspeth, and we've decided to change things up a bit. Today's hike, we're actually going down the Coal Creek Trail. It's just outside of Issaquah, Washington, and along this trail there'll be a variety of things. It actually follows an old railroad track for some of it, so we'll be showing you different points along it, kind of reviewing the trail, letting you know what it's about. The first part is the Coal Creek Hotel. As you can see, there's not much left to it. It's just an old wall that stands there now, but it used to be a hotel that was located on this field. So let's show you the rest of the trail. It's raining, but we're still going. We're currently standing on the old roadbed of the first railroad to come through Seattle. It was the Seattle and Walla Walla, and it actually supplied coal to the rest of the Northwest and San Francisco. This is actually an old air vent for an old coal mine. The coal mine was abandoned in around the mid-1880s, and until then this used to supply air down the shaft. But then they took and they filled it in, and as you could see, it was full of water, and so they clogged it up, and they don't want people going down in it at all. Let's continue. Further along the trail, you come across one of the old entries into the mine. It's obviously blocked off and it's obviously gated shut, so that way people don't go down into it and get hurt. I'm standing next to an old memorial plaque. Somebody's vandalized it. And if you're out here, don't destroy things. Leave them alone so other people can enjoy them. Otherwise, this is what you're left with. Behind me is North Fork Falls. It's a 20-foot tall waterfall. It's given this coppery color because of the rocks, and it's actually an iron salt that is underneath it that the water's running through. Now if you excuse me, I'll have to go do some cliff diving. Now I didn't actually go cliff diving, as the water really isn't that deep, and besides it's kind of cold. Behind me is a part of the river that actually increased in volume last year during the floods and washed away large portions of the riverbed. So the trail is actually on a cliff now, so let's go. The trail has now moved further away from the river, so it's probably a bit easier to hear me. We are currently at a cement slab. I would tell you what it was, but I honestly don't know. Let's go. This trail really isn't too hard. It's been pretty much flat the whole way, and when you do come to a hill, you got stairs to help you do it. The trail has opened up into a wide open area. It's raining. Thank you weather.com for the report that it would just be cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Don't think so. Pretty sure it's 100 now. Anyway, this whole area used to be just meadow. And it used to have cows. As late as 1977, cows grazed this area, but not anymore. Now, it's our hiking path. The trail has came back underneath the cover of the western red cedars. Along us on each side is two valleys that stretch. This one ends up at a hill, this one continues all the way back down to Coal Creek. The trail's been kind of muddy so far, but that's because of weather.com, not knowing whether it was going to rain or not. Other than that, it hasn't been too hard. As I like to say, if you're ever lost in the woods, build a house. It'll greatly improve your predicament. Or in this case, I found one. Come on. Sunday, most of this area noticed notable snow on the ground. But don't tell it to this little fella. The first sign that spring might truly be here. The trail has met back up with Coal Creek. It will continue along it for another 0.3 miles to the exit trailhead. The creek will be continuing on its way to Lake Washington. We've completed the Coal Creek Trail. It was a little under 6 miles round trip, wasn't too bad of a hike, got a little muddy in spots, and one portion of it gets pretty steep down to Coal Creek after you've left it for a while. We showed you some of the interesting points, some of the artifacts, and just the neat things along the trail, including the old house, the old farmstead, the cement slab that we really didn't know what it was. But if you ever do decide to do this hike, you should use the authoritative guide to hiking the trails of Cougar Mountain by Charles McCrone. It's a guide that'll tell you all about what lies underneath this mossy bed. For JustSouthOfNorth.com, I'm Casey Knopick, he's Jeff Hudspeth, and we're the Northern Rangers.